Hi. We have an idea for a book we'd like you and Joan to do. Only we kind of want it to be like your last book and have it have profiles of people and what they do and photographs of their lives, and then a project that readers can make at the end of each chapter. But instead of being about sheep and farms and knitting, we want it to be about craft activists. Oh, cool. Well, you know I'm into that. What do you want to have in the book? Oh, we want you to define it. Can you get us a proposal in 2 weeks? So that was a phone call I got at the end of 2009, and Joan Tapper, the writer I work with, I'm a photographer, and I put together a book that we spent most of 2010 working on, off and on. What we did is we went or looked at what people were doing. We wanted to go beyond knitting to a lot of different crafts, and we found not so much, I think the editor wanted us to find some great cohesive movement, but we found instead was just this huge surge of people taking their personal passions and really taking them to a public stage, and with a huge amount of different materials, and for a lot of different reasons. One of the things we wanted to do was sort of set some boundaries for ourselves, one of which was we wanted the projects to be things that people could make without investing in things like $10,000 lathes or fire-throwing tools. So we had to sort of limit what we were doing, and then we broke it into themes. A big theme was crafting for a statement, and that included yarn bombing, which we just loved. And we found it in the most amazing places, including a town in Ohio where literally every lamppost and tree is covered. And we also found people using really soft materials like yarn and quilting and crocheting to give really hard messages about politics and race and society in really surprising ways. Another thing we really got into were people who were taking processes and forms that were kind of thought of as being a little too fussy or a little too ladylike or a little too irrelevant, and finding new ways to do it to make them exciting, to teach it to people, and sort of just morphing it into current. This is Jenny Hart from Sublime Stitching in Austin, who has really made embroidery really cool, partly by her artwork and partly by her ability to sort of morph art and commerce together into a full life, and using the internet to connect with people. Ellen Bloom, who lives in LA, is an artist who is passionate about the Granny Square, and she's also really passionate about mid-century modern architecture and sort of lifestyle, and she's taught tons of people to crochet. I mean, not tons, like hundreds and hundreds in California. And when I photographed everybody, I asked them to take me somewhere that really inspired them, and with Ellen, I ended up on this great tour of public mosaic installations all over LA, which is, you know, just so cool how people's minds make connections on things. Another real no-brainer for craft activism is crafting for charity. And one of the things we profiled was the Red Scarf Project, which is put on by the Orphan Foundation of America. And every year they solicit hand knitters and hand crocheters to make about 2,500 hand-knit red scarves that get sent to former foster kids who have aged out of foster care and are now in college. Sort of going it alone, they get these care packages. And what's so cool is that by blogging, the people were able to go from hundreds to thousands of scarves in 1 year. Same with Afghans for Afghans. A woman in Berkeley had this idea about 10 years ago to find like-minded people, and she did that using the internet and got hundreds of people to knit individual squares that are sewn together into blankets and sent to Afghanistan as a gesture of goodwill and aid. We were real interested in people who took materials and repurposed them, reused them, or looked at them new and sort of took it to another level than just making one thing out of another. Virginia Fleck in Austin takes garbage bags or, you know, carry bags or whatever, especially ones with weird mall messages, and makes these really cool mandalas and skirts that have anti-consumerist sort of politics built into them. Crispina French, who is in Pittsfield, Mass., uses sweaters and T-shirts to make everything, clothing, things for your home, decorations. And she really has sort of taken it to a whole new level, because she even lives in a recycled church and teaches workshops. She has a community garden, a community kitchen, and she sort of extends her whole philosophy of craft to a whole lifestyle. And community was a really big thing, looking at people who use craft as a reason to form community. And, well, everyone probably in this room knows about Ravelry. And what's so cool about Ravelry is not just the sheer number and that this sort of virtual community has become a physical community, but it's been a way to give independent designers a way to meet with meet with the public. And anyways, that gives you an idea of some of the things we have. There's quite a bit more. The book will be out in September, so look for it then. Thanks.